says Carl.
What in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, it's Jason with Denworks. That's something pretty cool today. Shelby's loving it. So is Stanley. It's a 1972 Chevy Custom C10 two-wheel drive long box. Really cool truck. I love these trucks. They're just totally classic. Looks really great, and I love it in orange. So we'll go ahead and do a little walk around here. This is a bring a trailer auction right there. It will be no reserve, meaning top bid's going to get it. So a winner every time. You know, it's a lot funner to do that. Do it that way. Everyone knows where everyone's at in general. If you want to check us out on Facebook or our website, Instagram, a lot of times on Instagram, where you'll see where we find stuff right away. It's just Denworks, DENWERKS. You can see here again, DENWERKS. You can go to denworks.com, Instagram, what have you. So we'll just do a little walk around here in general. This is probably a 10-footer. I'm about 10 feet away. Looks really great. But when you get closer, you'll notice the paint has some issues. Older paint, I'd say it's probably 20 years old. I think that originally it was kind of an orangey red color with a white top, but it's all orange right now. The color is very similar to what's in the door jambs. So also I just want to mention if there's if anyone has anything that they would like us to help them sell. You know, we do some consignment stuff, but the major thing is you just got to think like me and not mind showing flaws on your vehicle. So we'll stand out here and beat up our cars all day long, and I don't do it on purpose or anything like that. It's just I want people to know what they're buying. They're all great rigs, and we focus a lot mostly on mechanical. You know, what good is it to have a car that looks awesome and you can't drive it? So because it just runs horrible. So we spend a lot of time, and as we talk, we'll go through that. So anyway, sorry about being long-winded here. I just wanted to explain things to you. We'll go ahead and show you the lights, headlights, bright lights. You can see the marker lights work, and they got blinkers. They work too. You can see the marker lights all the way down the side are working as well. So we spent a lot of time getting the lights and everything working. One other thing I'll say about this rig, it came originally with a 350 4-barrel. Right now it's got a Buick 4-barrel in it. I'm not sure exactly the engine year, but underneath the hood, you know what you'll notice right off the get-go is the distributors up front. But it's still a GM product, and it's a great running truck. You know, if you're worried about numbers matching, might not be the truck for you. But if you want something that drives and runs great, looks great, perfect truck. It's got turbo 400 in it as well. So we'll just walk and look at the paint real fast. First, we'll notice the grille is actually in pretty nice shape. In general, you'll notice some little cracks right here. It's good to spend time in the photos, but then also watch our videos. We actually spend a lot more time in our videos showing stuff. I think it's more of a realistic approach. If you look at the grille, it's actually in good shape, but it has some minor scratches and chips and different things. I imagine it probably had a bug guard on it. Maybe you can see some little screws, just little rub marks maybe when the bug guard came down. Some little paint cracking. I would say that it's not a Bondo machine. There's probably some filler, but if you look down the sides, fairly straight and looks good. I like rigs with older paint because you can actually see a lot of issues that have come out. Fresh paint just kind of makes me nervous. A little waviness down on the bed, but overall looks pretty good. Some stuff that you won't see in photos is you'll get a little bit of orange peel and a little bit of cloudiness in the hood. There's some little micro blisters. Hopefully you can see this. You can see some little micro blisters in the paint on the top. Again, really hard to photo things like that. You'll notice some little tiny dings, little scratches as we walk around. I can't show you every little tiny piece, but I'll try my best. If you see me pointing at something, I'm pointing at flaws in general. You know, you can see there's some little paint sags that have been wet sanded out a little bit. Top of the roof looks pretty good. You will see some paint bubbling right here. I don't think it's rusted through or anything like that. This gutter stuff starts peeling, and then the water starts getting up underneath the paint, but you'll see some little bubbly stuff here. You don't know until you scrape this all off, to be honest with you, but it's not wet inside or anything like that, but I think it's pretty surfacey there. You might get a pinhole or something. You can see here where they had a couple little sags in their paint in general. If you look here, this was a bigger one that was wet sanded. You can see the primer there. So, but the cab corner looks good. Little bubble. Bottom of the doors, you'll see a little sag right there as well. One little tiny bubble there, little blister. But overall, the door looks good. The bed, you can see the trim. It's definitely used. You know, this is a driver, not a show truck. Around the wheel lip, looks good. There was a little tiny plastic piece of molding here, little stick on. That's where you see tape line there. So it was only on that side. So we took it off there. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. You can see it actually sounds nice. It's got dual exhaust. Doesn't blow smoke or anything like that. This truck had a canopy on it for most of its life. If you look inside the bed, super clean overall. You know, you'll see some little holes. Maybe they bolted down some stuff here. You can see up here in this corner and that corner is exact. But overall, you can see it hasn't hauled any heavy loads or anything like that. Maybe they had gas tanks or something, and I don't know. There's identical hole here and over on that side too. But look at the top of the rail. It looks good. The guy offered me the canopy that was on it, but it wasn't real fancy, so we didn't take it. But you can see the paint's peeled off there because they had that sticker stuff on here. So, but nice thing he had that canopy on it. We'll go ahead and show you the lights working back here. You can see the light is working there for the license plate. So we got parking, brake, and we don't have reverse, but I'll show you that it doesn't work. And then we got blinkers. Okay, and Barton style tailgate, or not tailgate, what's it called? Bumper, looks great. We did a lot of work to the truck in general just to get it, you know, just more up to par, up to being a driver. So a lot of brake work and stuff. The tires are older. I'm going to say they're probably 20 years old. They howl a little bit at higher speeds, but they do have good tread, so I figured I would leave them for now. The wheels, I think, are later 70s, maybe 80s rally wheels, which look good on it, and they all match. You'll notice that the caps on this side are chrome, and on the other side, this section here is kind of a silver. A lot of people wouldn't point that out to you, but I'm just telling you. If you look here, paint, you know, just little imperfections and just general things, but overall it looks good. You know, again, from 10 feet away it looks awesome. A little sag right here where they taped off. You know, we'll just take a look up here along this gutter. Again, it looks good. A couple little blisters right there. Bottom of the cab looks good. You'll notice this door here is kicked out just a little bit at the bottom. So, but overall it looks good. You can see a little paint gouge here. So hopefully that gives you a little better look at the truck in general. You can see some imperfection here. So, you know, again, it wasn't a high dollar paint job or anything like that. It looks great, and I think it's going to make someone a great truck. You know, it's not a $25,000 truck, you know, so I think this will make someone a great start. Thanks for looking. Hey, we're going to take a look at the interior. First I wanted to show you the doors actually shut pretty nice on this truck. Panel gap's nice. Interior is actually really nice for a vintage truck in general, you know, just for a nice driver. Seats being recovered, door panels look excellent. And those are actually original door panels, they're not recovered. Dash pad is new and looks great. Steering wheel has some cracks. This isn't the original steering wheel on the truck. Someone painted it black at some point, but you can see some little cracks and stuff in it. This was actually originally blue, but that is an original steering wheel. Floor mat looks really good overall. I don't know if that's been replaced at some point, but one of the nice things about this truck in general, it's just clean, doesn't smell like smoke in here or anything like that. You can see that bezel, the little lens is cracked up there and missing a little section, but the reason how you turn that on is you flip that to the left. But one of the reasons when I first looked at this truck is I was looking at the integrity. Look at all the original spot welds. You know, it's not all rusty down here. You know, it's actually pretty clean in general. It's not hit up here in the jamb on the hinges or anything like that. You can see someone put a speaker there at one point, and you can see what happened. They put screws here, they put a metal plate, and then just put filler over the top of it. But overall, looks pretty good. You can see some little bubbles there. But overall, pretty nice. Odometer shows 4451, 04451. I don't know how many miles the truck has on it. You can see it's got an aftermarket radio that fits the hole, so no one cut a radio up and put a square one in there and something like that. So that's actually nice to have. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the other side real fast. So I just wanted to show you the original tag right here. The VIN does match the title. You can see here it's a really low production truck. You know, they probably started out at 100,000 here. But you can see this is the 100,042. This is the 42nd truck off the line. So pretty low production. I haven't seen one like that that low. So hey, here we are. We're going to take a look at the passenger's side. Again, doors shut real good, so I won't spend as much time on this side for you, but you can see it's actually got the original RPO codes and stuff here. You can see it's white, medium red. You can see all the options in general. 350 engine tag shows you that it was a 4-barrel. Looks really nice in there. And it did have a black interior by that as well, but again, seat looks great. And then this seat here, oh yeah, this, I was thinking about another truck I have. It doesn't fold forward in the other truck, but you can see the gas tank looks good. Original jack information. You can see the jack down there. So if you look at the jamb, again, original spot welds. You can see the tape line when they painted it. But overall, very solid inside here. So this is a solid old truck in general. You can see the weather stripping and stuff needs to be changed. You can see it's cracked and stuff like that, but overall looks good. It's kind of funny, I think they only put a speaker on that other side. Remember I was showing you that earlier. Over there it doesn't have the same hole cut out or repair there. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good look. I'll roll the windows up and down real fast. You can see the windows roll up and down. That one does too. And I haven't checked, we should check real fast the locks. I'll check this side first. Kind of think of this stuff as I go. There's numerous keys on this. Let me try this one. Yeah, I may not have the keys might not work. There's one more, we'll give that one a shot. Yeah, the door lock's not working on that side. I'll just check this other side real fast for you. I got 3 keys. I might have... Oh, that one works. So I don't think I have a key to that other side. So you can still lock it, lock that side, and then use the key here. So anyways, we'll show you some more stuff. Go ahead and take a look underneath the hood. There's actually a little lever there, and I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Might have messed up. Sorry about that. There we go. Here we are underneath the hood. This is the Buick 350 factory 4-barrel. I took the air cleaner off so you can see the carburetor stuff. Actually a real stock motor, but it is factory 4-barrel motor. And you'll also notice this truck was a 350 4-barrel here on the original tag. So it's got power brakes, drum brakes all the way around. I think we put new cylinders. I think we rebuilt cylinders on the front and put new ones on the back. Drums are looking good. We put a new master on it. We also put drained all the fluid, new radiator fluid. You can see here it's got a newer style radiator. It's an aluminum version, side by side. It's got power steering. Overall, underneath is tidy. You'll notice it's not all rusty or anything like that. One of the reasons I like this truck, even though the engine change, this truck hasn't been abused. It hasn't been hit. I haven't seen any crazy repairs. So that says a lot, especially with the way the bed is and stuff like that. I think it's just a nice, honest truck for sure. Everything seems to be working good. Batteries from 2018. So we'll go ahead and fire it up. You can hear it run. You've already heard it run a couple times. It starts right up every single time. Not any noise out of the power steering or anything like that. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit there. You always got to have a little squeaky belt when you do this, but overall, runs really nice and very smooth. So anyways, we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Hey, thanks for cruising around with me in the C10. It's actually a really nice driving truck. You can, I don't know if you can feel that, probably couldn't through the camera, but the kick down works. You can see the wheels not shaking all over the place, and I'll lay on the brakes. It actually stops nice and straight, not a lot of shaking or anything like that. We did a lot of work to the brakes to get them to do that. But overall, drives nice. Little wind noise coming through the side windows here. Probably needs new gaskets and stuff. And then also, like I mentioned earlier, the tires have a little tiny of a howl. I mean, it's not that annoying. It's not like you're driving a big 4x4 truck or something like that. But you'll hear a little bit of noise from them in general. Just wanted to go over the gauges and everything like that. Speedometer, you can't see it working right now, but it does. Fuel gauge works. Typical car salesman, it's almost on E. Battery, temperature gauge is working. And the oil pressure is actually really good. You can see there, hopefully you can see that. It reads really good. So I wanted to show you the blinkers. They're working in the dash, and then also the bright light. You can see that. Hopefully you can see that little red. Radio was working. Hold that in there for a second. I don't think that works. And then here you can hear the fan, and then you can hear the change from defrost down to the, actually that's the defrost up here. I can feel it with my hand. And then if you pull it this way, that's on the floor. So all that's working. And yeah, cigarette lighter's not working. So it's probably, could be that thing, or it might be something inside there. This here looks like, and I don't think that's being used anymore. That looks like that might be a choke lever. I just actually noticed it just now, but see the horn works and stuff. So, and the radio's working like I mentioned before, and the dome light. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good idea of what it looks like behind the wheel. Enjoy the ride. We'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Take a look at the Chevy underneath. You're obviously going to see the photos and stuff in the auction, but I like to do a video as well. Just gives me a chance to point at different things and look at different things for you in general. So we'll just start from the front to the back. This is actually the second thing I look at when I look at a rig in person. Obviously I don't have it on a lift usually, but I crawl underneath. You know, everything will look great on the outside, but I like to crawl underneath and look at it structurally. It actually surprises me sometimes. I'll buy a car from somebody, or a friend buys a car and they've never even looked underneath of it, you know, so they don't know what's going on. So we'll just start from the front to the back. And as I mentioned before, the tires have really good tread, and you can see the wear is really even, which is important. But the date on these, I don't even know what the date code is. I know they're pretty old tires. You know, there's a DOT 621. I mean, these could be from, I don't think they're 1991. I think they're newer than that, but they're at least 20 years old, I'm guessing. But they're not all cracked or anything like that. They actually seem like they're in pretty good shape. But if you're going to do some major driving and stuff, I'd probably change them after this winter. But you know, the nice thing is that the wear is even, so you know the front end's pretty good in general. So we did flush the system, as I talked about before when we were looking at the engine. We changed the brake fluid out. It does have new shocks on it as well. We did service the transmission, change the oil. When you see dates like this right here on our stuff, 12/19, that means when I put a new pan gasket on it and changed the fluid. If you look up here, I did the same thing on the oil filter in general. So we did it on the rear end. You'll see a little bit of seepage in different areas. Nothing that's really hitting the ground, but just general seepage you'll see up here around the engine. And you can see a little seepage here. I think that's from the power steering pump a little bit, just a little bit of leakage. Steering box looks good overall. Bottom of the fenders look nice. We'll take a look at this side. You can see this is getting clogged a little bit. We'll unclog that for you. If that stays in there, you can actually get really rusty underneath the fender there. So if you look at the floors, body mounts, they all look pretty good. You can see this mount over here looks nice. You know, it's not all rusted out or anything like that. Right here, you can see a little bit of fiberglass in this corner. You can't see it underneath the truck or when you're looking inside, but a little bit of fiberglass here in that corner. Hopefully you can see that. These screws here from the trim. Rest of the rocker looks pretty good. You can see the body mount looks good. Take a look at this side. Again, there's a little bit in that corner. There's some fiberglass. And you can see there the body mount looks good. Rest of the rocker looks nice in general. Back of the cab, we'll take a look. Very clean. And actually this is that color, that's the original color. See that red? You know, it's kind of close to the orange, but you can definitely see red there. I don't know what these holes are there. Take a look at this side. You know, again, cab looks really good and it's not rusty. You know, here's that paint runs I was talking about earlier, but bottom of the cab looks great. New shocks in the back. We did put a new carrier bearing up here. And then also, there's our date, 12/19. I think I took a picture of the ring gears and everything like that, but they're actually really clean. Put new gear oil and everything. You can see there the new brake cylinders on the back side, on both sides there. So, and then we also, when we got it, the tailpipes kind of dropped right here in this area. I don't know why, but we continued them out and welded them on there on both sides. So that actually looks good. So anyways, hopefully that gives you kind of a good look of the truck in general. Tells you a little bit of more information. You know, it's not perfect by any means, but it's really a great little driver and something you can work on, and you know, you can just drive it the way it is, or restore it down the road if you choose. But anyways, if you got any questions, give us a jingle. We'd like to help and make comments on the auction, and have fun bidding. It is no reserve. Adios.